Hello, everyone. Attack Power here with a review of the Men of Steel DLC and whether you should think of buying it or not. Is it worth it? All that kind of stuff. We'll compare a little bit to old DLCs, give you a little wrap up of, DLCs. I mean, truthfully, let's get to the nitty gritty here. Word on the street is this is it. Like, this is kind of probably the last DLC that Eugen's going to release for this game. And no, I don't have any secret information. I know you all think I talked to them. I don't at all. So that's just the rumor. I hope it's not true. I hope there's still more DLC. I know you can all whine about it's a cash grab, blah, blah, blah. Fine, take my money. Take my money all day. If you keep releasing content for this game, I don't really care. Take all my money. Yes, and before you get into the comments about it, yes, we'd all prefer they just fix the maps. I get it, okay? We don't need that. I know. Everybody knows. Everybody hates that some of the maps suck completely. Okay, but we're not getting it, okay? I mean, we're really probably, I say probably because I dream of one day them suddenly being like, oh, we're just going to fix these up quick. Yeah, that'd be amazing. I doubt it's ever happening. So yes, this is what we're going to be limited to for the time being. But if you guys enjoy this kind of content, please make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and consider supporting down on Patreon. Really helps the channel out. And remember to check out the new Instagram for all kinds of little hints, teasers, and stuff. All right, so hopping in here. Men of Steel, like I said, we're gonna be comparing it to several of the more recent DLCs here. But Men of Steel. So what you get, in case you don't know, you get 8 divisions. Okay, 4 Axis and 4 allies. It's pretty straightforward, and that's it. There's nothing else in this DLC. There's no campaigns. There's no army general. There's no nothing else. Now, it did come with a big patch update, but that applies to everyone. That's, of course, free for everybody, so it's irrelevant, really, to talk about that. All the changes in there happen to everyone, such as traits and balancings and all that kind of stuff. So this is currently $20, which is more than most of the DLCs. If we scroll down here, Tribute to Italy is also $20. But I think most of the others are 15 or less, generally speaking. The Nemesis DLCs are $5. You do have this $17 Tribute to D-Day pack here, 15 again. So it's $20. It's the top end of their DLC price scale. Now, it did just get released. Although, Tribute to Italy's been out for quite a while, and that's still $20. Although, again, you should buy it on sale. Like, they just had a sale. Sorry, this didn't come during the sale. I honestly didn't even know there was a sale till the very end of it because I just buy everything right away because that's me. Let's hop in here. Let's really quick look what we got. So the first 715th Infantry, very strong division. A very good all-rounder. I know it's not the division everyone's talking about right now because it's not like ridiculously OP stupid. But truthfully, once balancing comes in and everything gets sort of meted out as we go here, once things sort of get balanced back into place and we take some of the ridiculous divisions down a teeny bit, I think this division will rise back to the top again of this DLC. It just doesn't really have any significant weaknesses. And every time someone tries to talk about a weakness, it's a really niche weakness, like, oh, A phase, you don't have good CQC, or your A is a little bit limited, but like it's nothing like you have nothing in XYZ or you're missing this entire thing. So it's just a really good all-rounder division. When we look back on history of this game, the divisions that generally rise to the top and end up being S tier or A tier are these types of divisions that just have no weakness, no significant weakness to pick on. So it's really strong competitively because there's no real like counter pick per se that just like drives into you. And this division is just strong. It's a very good division. Like this would be a reason to get this DLC if you want to have a really strong division here in 715th. Do I think it's like S tier best division? No, I don't. But I think it's very strong. Yes, definitely. Very solid A tier. Would be one of the reasons I would buy this DLC if I ever just, actually made a choice of whether to buy a DLC or not. Scrolling down here, we run into Kampfgruppe von Tettau. It's okay. It's a very average division. Definitely could be usable in 10v10 because, of course, you got the King Tigers, and that makes it 10v10 viable because that's how 10v10 kind of works for a lot of people. But yeah, I actually don't dislike this division. I think it's fun overall to play. It's a very spammy division. Basically, you're just spamming things. For the most part, your infantry just gets spammed. You get cheap, crappy tanks that you spam. The only thing you don't spam is King Tigers because they're not really spammable. But other than that, like it's an okay division. It's not one that like would motivate me to buy this DLC. Certainly not, but it's a solid division. Hopping over to the allies, we have Group Dodi. Another division that was really talked up at the beginning kind of fell to the wayside again with these other divisions that ended up being super duper strong. But it is still a very solid division. You have phenomenal infantry, weak AT, not non-existent, but weaker AT can definitely be an issue. We can hop in here quick. Probably should have. Like I said, amazing infantry, recon. Your tank tab's lacking. Your support tab's okay. You got okay AT. It's serviceable. Your AA is serviceable as well. You get great arty, and you get the fantastic air tab down here. So a good division overall. A very solid A tier division, I would say. Lighting the world on fire? No, it's not, but it's still very good. Really quick, hopping back up in here to 715 if I can find. I clicked on the wrong button. I just realized. You have great recon. Your infantry are really quite strong. You get this nice, well-rounded tank tab, amazing support tab, lots of 2K options. You get an elephant along with a whole bunch of other AT stuff. Your A is a little lacking. Like I said, these new RD pieces are phenomenal. You get this really big RD piece. Your Air Force is lacking, but you do get an okay fighter and some good bombers. So yeah, I mean, good stuff there. Like I said, Kampfgruppe von Tettau, fine. It's not anything amazing. Sorry, I just realized it's kind of cut off because I have the screen sort of set up here in OBS for a specific thing. I'll try to adjust that a little bit. Things will still be a little cut off. I apologize, but it's fine. You go check out my deck building videos if you want to see this like whole breakdown of all this stuff. Meh, recon, fine, infantry, tank tab is pretty abysmal. Your support tab is fine. Your AT tab is solid as well. Your A tab is very good. Your RD tab is it's all right. It's got some fun tools, but it's definitely not like well rounded. And your air tab is actually got some cool tools in it. So an interesting division. I don't think it's bad, but it's definitely just like B tier. If you're looking for like strongest divisions ever, that's definitely not the division to go with. But anyway, continuing down to Group Dodi. Now, first Special Brigade. This one is kind of like the talk of the town right now, along with another one. Part of the reason for this one, though, is there is currently a bug. This Cromwell here, the Centaur, is like stupidly ridiculous. It like insta fires at things. It's got like laser pinpoint accuracy. It's ridiculous. They're obviously going to fix that at some point, and then the ridiculousness of this division will drop pretty substantially. I still think it's a solid division. I personally don't like it at all. I don't like the phase locking of your AT and stuff. I find it really annoying to work with. I don't like it. But the infantry are very good. You get some really solid recon here. Amazing commando units. Your tank tab is fine. I mean, the Shermans can definitely get work done. You do get some Fireflies. Support tab is meh at best. Your AT tab is extremely phase locked, which really sucks. Your A tab is phenomenal. This RD tab is probably not as good as it looks once these are no longer ridiculous. And your air tab is basically all kinds of Hellcats, which is fun. Not very flexible, but very fun. Big booms and all that kind of stuff. Very expensive too. So right now, just one of those divisions that because of the bug, people hate it and it's very strong. Once you take this away, I think this division is a low A tier division, maybe even B tier, especially because it's very map dependent. You can get run over pretty early if you don't have your AT assets set up in exactly the right places. I'm not personally a fan of the division, but I definitely would not hate on anyone liking the division. It's definitely got some fun elements to it. Continuing down here, what else we got in there? Oh, first Airborne. This is like the hype of the DLC right now. This division is very, very strong, extremely cost efficient, and extremely strong infantry that can really just smack down any other division's infantry pretty definitively. You get some great recon choices too. Your tank tab is meh, but it's there. It's not like you don't have one. You do have some 2K support in the support tab. Your AT tab, while not like amazing, definitely can get the job done. You have the stronger M10s, which means you can kill any heavy tank in the game just because M10s are amazing. Your AA tab, the problem with this division is AA tab, you don't have any AA and A, which can definitely be problematic. Of course, you also don't really have any tanks in A. So like that was supposed to be the thing that held this division back, but upon playing it, it really doesn't. It really does not hold it back all that much. You get some phenomenal radio mortars and light arty, but nothing more than that. And you get these really strong bow fighters and Hellcats and stuff in the air tab. This division, currently the talk of the town of this DLC. would be one of the reasons you'd want to buy it if you're looking for really strong divisions to play, specifically in 1v1. I don't know how well this holds up in 10v10. Probably not that well, because usually AA is really thick, so your Air Force gets shut off. You don't have any RV artillery to play a long game. You're limited on AA, of course. Your infantry are great, but you have no tanks to fight anything long range. So I don't see this as a 10v10 division, but I don't play 10v10, so I can't actually say that definitively. But yeah, this is currently like the talk of the town in terms of divisions that are pretty dangerous from this DLC. Continuing on down here, we run into first Panchelos. Me personally, I actually really enjoy this division. Do I put it A tier or anything? Nah, probably not. I'd put it very low A tier if it is A tier. Probably high B tier. It definitely has big issues. The recon tab is okay. Your infantry tab is actually really solid. Your tank tab is pretty great with the Terrans and some Stugs thrown in, counting the Stug 3s from the AT tab. Your support tab is awful. Your AT tab is fine, not counting the Stugs. They're basically tanks, so really this is all you actually have, so it's not that great. Your AA tab is phenomenal. Your RD tab is phenomenal. Your air tab is phase locked to B, basically, which really sucks. What you have is solid options, but so some rough phase locking in this division, and yeah, I definitely wouldn't. It's definitely an exploitable division, but I do personally find it very fun to play. Definitely a reason for me personally that I would buy it at this point, knowing how fun it is. Then we have 17th Divisione. Very popular, of course, among our Finnish lovers. It's a very strong division. I don't like it personally. It is not my cup of tea. That's not me saying I don't think it's good. I do think it's very solid. Just like Rukma is very good at what it did. This division, I would say, is probably a step up from Rukma. I definitely think this one takes a step further. It's not the same as Rukma. Like, it is not like any sort of copy and paste of it like that. I always felt like 5th Cav was copy and pasted to 8th Cav with some minor adjustments. This one is a lot more unique than Rukma is. You do not have the phenomenal recon tab, so your recon is much weaker. Your infantry are pretty different because you're working with these Sextieten instead of Yaakari for the most part. And you have just a lot of different CQC options and stuff. You actually have some tanks here. You get these BT-42, so you have a ton of 2k HE, like a ridiculous amount of 2k HE. Your AT tab is even more limited, technically speaking, but you get like a disgusting number of Panzerschrecks. Then you get tons of these Vickers, which kind of function as just AT guns for all intents and purposes. Your RD tab is somehow even more big boomy than Rukma is. And your Air Force is more limited, but I think the tools you actually have are better because you get like the Ju-87, you get the Focke-Wulf 190, which are 2 great AT planes. You get some bigger bombers. You still get the Blenheims and stuff. Arguable which Air Force is better. Obviously, Rukma's Air Force is massive, way more massive than this. But yeah, it's a good division. There's no question about it. There's a very solid division, but again, it's in its niche, just like Rukma is. It's kind of got its niche. Although this one can actually put up a fight at longer ranges because of like the BT-42s and your Vickers and stuff. You actually can brawl a little bit at long range. You just can't get really close. Scrolling down here, did we get everything? I feel like there's one I'm missing. Yes, Broninana. Not a fan of this division personally. This is definitely not lighting the world on fire. A solid low B, probably a high C tier division. You can do stuff with it. It does have some play. You can do some dangerous stuff. The recon tab is meh. Your infantry tab is very meh. Although everything's basically 20 points and they outperform 20 points. So that's definitely a plus, but it is a very limited recon infantry tab. Your tank tab is a really fun mix of Panzer IVs and all these Skoda Praga light tank things that just kind of swarm the battlefield. Your support tab is horrible. Your AT tab is fine. Your A tab is okay. It's solid. It's got some okay tools in here. Your RD tab is very limited, but you get some big boomy guns. And your air tab is meh. It's a lot of meh. It's not like a super competitive division. I know people are going to argue me like this division's so fun. It might be fun, but I can't really put this in a highly competitive place. Now, of course, again, I think the game is pretty well balanced. Of course, this new patch have some bugs, and there's definitely some things now a little out of whack. But if we're really looking at it honestly, most divisions are truly playable in some way, shape, or form. There's really no divisions that just like don't function at all, and you're just like, wow, this is terrible. There's really not much like that anymore. So yeah, those are the 8 divisions you get. It's definitely a good bunch of divisions. It's definitely, I think there's maybe two duds, and I use the word duds very loosely. They're not unplayable duds, but they're not phenomenal. There's definitely 3 or 4 very good divisions, and then the other 2 kind of fall in between. I'm not even going to say which ones I think are which. Kind of just already laid that out. Is it worth $20? If you're big into Steel Division 2, absolutely. If you're big into this game, 100%. I would definitely put them more 1v1 divisions, though. I don't feel they have as much 10v10 play, at least, again, based on my outside view of 10v10. These don't strike me as the kind of divisions I would want to be sitting there with 10v10, where you basically don't get to use air. The opponent's got 2 King Tigers and 40 Panthers, or IS2s. Like, these are not divisions that make me say, yeah, can't wait to 10v10, bro. So, might not be the best group thing. So yeah, is it worth it? Again, for a more hardcore ST2 player, absolutely, especially if you're playing 1v1. If you're not getting any 1v1 stuff, there's no campaign, there's no co-op, there's no nothing there, I wouldn't get it. Like, if that's what your focus is, this ain't for you. This DLC just adds those. That we going back in time here, we have the Siege of Dunkirk. This is just 2 divisions, CIABG and Festung Dunkerchen. CIABG is phenomenal. It's like an S tier division. Dunkerchen, not at all. It's a B tier division. 2 good divisions worth $5. No, I would definitely get it on sale if I were you. Remember, this game runs sales pretty often. I would think in 2 to 3 months there'll be another sale. Thanksgiving, probably, if not Christmas for sure. I would get Blood Feud in Transylvania before I got this Men of Steel. Like, if you're looking for competitive divisions, this DLC includes a lot more. You get the 3 Romanian divisions, which 2 of them are very competitive, 6th Corporal and 8th Cav. You do then get 9th Infantry, which is meh. And then your Axis side, the Hungarians, you get 25th Hadastali, you get 2nd Penchelos, and you get I'm totally blanking on what that last division is. But 2nd Penchelos, very strong. Spielmann Kessel, it's not but this one you get, it's $5 less. You get 4 really solid divisions, and you get 4 really solid divisions, 2 kind of clunker divisions. And this does come with a 1v1 campaign, so definitely is worth if you are doing 1v1. I mean, if you're doing single player, you're looking for campaigns and all that stuff. Raid on Dvar, this is not worth it in any way. Even if you want to play 1v1 competitively, this is a terrible DLC. These 2 divisions are really quite bad. And I know people are going to go, Unternehmen is fine. No, it's really not. It's not a very good division. If you are especially like a medium tier player or a new player, you are not going to win with these divisions. NOV is horrible. And Unternehmen is very specific niche on certain maps is okay. And you got to play it phenomenally. Otherwise, this is a really, I would not buy this. Tribute to Liberation of Italy, a very good DLC. It's expensive. You get 8 divisions, and some very good divisions in here. There's definitely some really solid divisions here. South Africa, not great. I forget what the actual division is called. 6th South African, I think. Not anything amazing that way. I'm trying to see if they actually tell me the stinking divisions. 5th Gebirgsjäger, an okay division, not anything phenomenal. 4th Fallschirmjäger, best division in the game, probably. 26th Panzer Division, very strong. 4th Alpine, C-tier division, wouldn't get excited about that. On the other side, 6th African, not great. Corpo Italiano, solid division. Your 8th Indian, very good. I would say one of the better Commonwealth divisions. Task Force 45, flexible American division, not anything way outside of the lines of really strong, but a good division, a good DLC overall with a nice mix of divisions. Worth $20? Definitely not at this point. I would definitely wait for sale. You can definitely survive without these divisions. Although, again, there are some very, very strong ones, and then there are some very meh ones in there. These are free. Storming Toulon. It's Toulon and First DFL. These are 2 very solid divisions. Might be worth picking up if you're looking just to play competitively 1v1. I think Toulon's pretty good in 10v10 too. You get some fun tools there. I don't know if it's phenomenal, but it would seem like it's got some okay stuff. Burning Baltics, definitely an older division at this point, older DLC at this point. These divisions are, generally outclassed by a lot of newer ones. You get Grossdeutschland and Norland, two solid divisions, Norland being a little bit more competitive, I think. Panzer of Airborne, terrible. 50-second Sickerings, pretty bad, except for Luna playing it. On the other side, 1910 Corps, terrible. Group Fedunka, really, really solid. 7 Rifles, Estonian, not very good. 43rd, very solid. So this is kind of like a half and half one. You get 2 good ones on each faction, and the other 2 are kind of terrible. Is it worth it at $15, $17? You do get some co-op, you get some just like 1v1 campaign, big campaigns for single player. So, if that's what you're looking for, definitely could be worth it with this one. I think maybe you get 2 even. I forget exactly which one comes with 2. Battle of Rimini, you get 1st Fallschirmjäger, 2nd New Zealand, 2 B tiers, low A tier divisions. They're fine. I would not prioritize this one, but it's definitely good. Lvov, this is a 100% 10v10 map, 10v10 DLC with, basically you're looking for 21st. Is that what it is? 21st No, it's 20th Panzergren in this one. This one, what is it? It's another 16th versus 97th Guard. 97th Strelke is a competitive 1v1 division, really. 21st, 16th, really not at all, outside of like 1 or 2 maps. So this is definitely, if you're going 10v10, you're looking at this one. Black Sunday here. You only get 6 divisions, but definitely comes with a new Army General campaign. Yep. 2. You get 2 Army General campaigns. So if you're looking for single player content, this is probably the one for you. You get the 3 Axis Romanian divisions, 1st Blindata, 5th Cav, 4th Munta. I love these. I would say like 5th Cav, 1st Blindata are really the really competitive ones. 4th Munta, a lot more difficult to be successful with. 7th Mech, Grupa Actina, and 3rd VDV. None of these are super highly competitive 1v1 ways. 7th Mech, definitely not. Group Actina, definitely not. 3rd VDV, certain maps. These are definitely... Well, no, 7th Mech, I apologize. 7th Mech, really solid. Definitely an A-tier Soviet division. Bactina, not really. 3rd VD, not really outside of a few maps. If you love Romanians, definitely this one, but definitely contains a lot less. It's probably really like 2 really competitive divisions, and the rest kind of being meh. Fun to play, mid-tier though. Continuing down, you get the Tribute to D-Day pack. Let's see. You get 6 divisions in this one, and it's a little expensive for 6 divisions. You don't get any sort of single player campaign. 2nd Infantry, really strong. 6th Airborne, now it's pretty strong again. 1st Armored Polish, meh, unless you're Stan the Man. 17th SS, one of the best divisions in the game. 3rd Fallschirmjäger, pretty bad right now. 12th SS, a really popular one, but not like super high tier. But a good DLC overall. You get some good divisions, but it's just divisions. Fate of Finland, you get 6 new divisions there. Yeah, so overall, pretty, is it worth it? Not 100% sure one way or another. So coming back to it, is this a great buy at this point? And there's a couple more DLCs down there. If you're going to buy the game straight up, definitely get the like Back to War pack, I think it is, or the Commander Deluxe, or, whatever, the History Pass. I think it's History Pass. Comes with a whole bunch of these DLCs like kind of baked into it. Definitely, especially on sale. On sale, definitely worth it. Again, if you're a hardcore player, Men of Steel, definitely great. If you're a 1v1 player, absolutely. If you are looking for single player, if you're looking for team game stuff, this might be one you hold off for a sale whenever that comes up again. It shouldn't be too long of a wait until that comes. So that's my review. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and consider supporting over on Patreon. Thanks a bunch, and have a fantastic day.